Hello, we are here today at Lydden Hill and with Haynes Ford to present to you the brand new Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now I know what you're thinking, this is a Mustang, but I've also got to tell you that this is also a Mustang. And I know that maybe a traditional SUV coupe isn't normally what you would assume a Mustang to be, but modern times require modern solutions. Okay, when you think of the modern or the more traditional lines of a Mustang, you'll think of the Mach-1, you see the nice sloping bonnet, and from that angle you can actually see this design replicated on the Mach-E. But because we're moving to a more environmentally friendly electrical future, we're going to have to say goodbye to the Mach-1 because we're going to talk about this. Okay, so now we've got rid of the 450 petrol horsepower Mustang Mach-1, we're now going to focus on the Mustang that's going to save the future. Because this is the Mach-E electric model. This is an all-wheel drive with a price range of about 57 grand plus when you get your different customizations, and this model is in rapid red. This Mach-E has an extended battery range, so it can get up to 335 miles in one charge. It can get to 62 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, and that is incredible. From your normal average road car with a speed like that, and acceleration is just very impressive of something of this era, considering it's the first electric Mustang that they have released to date. This all-wheel drive model has the extended battery range, but the overall Mach-E range prices start at £41,300 with the differentiating batteries. So don't be put off by seeing this one and thinking I can't afford it, because there are different models available for everyone and their different tastes and style of car that they would like. We're used to a more traditional low body, less space, but just getting a Mustang for the look. But with the Mach-E, because it's an SUV, you get so much more space and versatility to use it on the road for all other activities you maybe do. So like for me, I play a lot of hockey, so I have no hands-free, or golf clubs, or pets, or shopping. So you can use your hands-free boot opening, and voila, c'est bon. And if you come a bit closer, and in the boot, with the car comes standard, you get your charging cables, and of course, what every owner needs, your polishing mittens. Honestly, I don't go anywhere without my mittens. You never know, you're on the road, you see someone you're trying to impress, and you see a speck of dirt. And what do? You walk up, you casually hide behind it, you polish it, and you walk away. And just like that, it's spick-span perfect again. Because everything these days is hands-free, because we're getting lazy, you know how it is. Again, like most standard cars, it's a push button to close. Nice and safe, because you don't want it to hit your head, like mine always falls on my head. But with the back tail lights, you get the more traditional Mustang look. So with quite often the Mustangs, you get the inverted rear lights that are just very traditional and very classic, but these have a slight hooked edge, which I actually really like. I think it's a really nice feature that makes the trail lines across the back a piece of unison with the whole body of the car. And as well on the back, same as the front, you get the Mustang stamp, because you want everyone to know who's stuck behind you in traffic, that you're driving a Mustang at the end of the day. It might be electric, but it is still a Mustang, and for that you have to flex it. If we follow these really nice curvy lines towards the front of the car, we'll first get to the wheel where we have our red calipers, which look great against the black and silver contrasting alloys, which again, peak the Mustang. So as we go forward, you can notice that with quite a lot of more modern cars, especially in the Tesla ranges, there are no handles. This helps with the ergonomic design, and also again, modern day, things are changing. So what you can do instead is there's a button. You press the button and the door opens like so. Same thing as the front, except with this one, you get a slight handle to hold on to because, I don't know, maybe adults, we can't open doors normally like children can. So with the inside of this car door, if you want to come around, you can see the Bang & Olufsen speakers. These are a standard on the car. There's also a sound bar on the dashboard, and that actually won the Mach-E a Luxury Interior Design Award. But same as most doors, you have to use your manual arm to close it. And as we come further forward, we get to the charging point. This is probably the most important part of the car, because when you think of an electric car, you quite often think of the limitations of its battery and whatnot. But it's so simple with it being at the front. Just pop it in, you can go play golf, go for a coffee somewhere, go to the supermarket, just pop it in, and you don't have to worry about anything. Moving on from the great features of your charging point, we're going to go to the front of the car, which is the main aspect of the Mustang Mach-E. This is what we look at when you think of a Mustang. So if you can see the lines on the front, the body, the way it curves around the headlights as you come forward to the front, the traction of the car, the same is replicated in the center of the bonnet. The whole design of the front of the car brings the focal point to the center. So this focuses around the stallion, but actually beneath the Stallion and your number plate, you have these internal vents that actually open. So that's when you drive. This is to give an extra downforce when you're going down the roads. But the difference is that, see the vents down here, more traditional Mustang like a GT or something would have them on the bonnet, which I know is a very iconic feature of a Mustang, but it's an electric car and at the end of the day, it just doesn't need the cooling that an older car does. So this is the move of the future, because why should you have to cool down a car when you can in fact increase its ergonomic design and make it faster, which at the end of the day is quite a lot of why people want the Mustang model. It gives them that extra power that they want from a car without having to, you know, drive a Porsche and say you're a dentist. So now we're going to have a look at what's under the bonnet, because it's an electric car. This is always an interesting point, and let's hope it opens right this time. I tried to open it before and I realised it's actually a double pull to open it, not a singular, which was fun to understand. So we lift it up, and in case you're worried that you didn't have enough storage in the back, you have another storage compartment in the front. I don't know what you might want to put in here. You can want to put your charging cables as a more practical element. Okay, so now looking at the interior of the car, as I previously stated before, you've got your Bang & Olufsen speakers and the soundbar, which got them that award. But the inside of this car is so sleek and so stylish, honestly. This is one of the most comfortable cars I've sat in, and I would never have thought that I would actually want to sit in an SUV like this. So you've got your red stitching throughout the steering wheel and on your dashboard, and as well down on your central control. And across in here, you have a 15.5-inch display screen. Now, this thing is so high-tech, honestly. So you think of your electric cars now, you quite often think of Teslas and their big screens when you can play your games and all that. This is a rival and then some. It's incredible. So Ford have this new thing, which is a rapid sync, and it can allow you to control the interior of your Mach-E from your desktop, your phone, anywhere you are. You can then customize it. And I think a great feature to point out is this is just a normal phone. You can wirelessly charge it, put it down here, and it starts charging. It's incredible. It's such a hands-free experience of a car that you just can't replicate with a lot of models these days, and I think they've absolutely smashed the usability and the features that people actually want from a new car. So this car with its 15.5-inch display has so many features that I just don't think I'm going to be able to cover them all, to be honest. So our default we want is our map. You can change, adjust, set your destination. Right now in southeast of England. But what you can do is quite special to look at your own driving profile. So if we go to car and settings and down to personal profiles, what you can do is then adjust your seats, any driving styles that you want the car to change. So any specifications that you want unique to yourself, you can then link to your profile, and then this will be linked to a specific key. So when you approach the car will then automatically know who is going to be driving the car and will make those adjustments before you even set foot in the car. So other than your normal displays of your heated seats, your aircon, demisting the front and back of the car, we can also connect to your phones and any audio, that tyre pressure. You can check all your normal functionalities of the car. So if you go to Apple Play now, you can then connect to your iPhone, which I will not be doing because I don't want you guys to see my Taylor Swift playlists playing. But that's the sort of features that this car can offer you that lots of others cannot these days. But this features about this car as well is it is so simple. So this interface is broken down to a very basic, almost Windows style setup. So you've got your buttons, obviously push start here, everything, you've got your normal paddles, nothing too high tech, steering wheel if you want to control your speed limit and set the distances between you and the car in front, and as well your control center down here. Right, so if you find yourself in the Mustang and forgetting you're in a Mustang, we then also have the Stallion and the Mustang logo here. Honestly, it's the small design points like this that really just remind you what you're paying for, the quality of the brand and the guarantee that you're getting with a car like this. It's just foolproof, really. So in the Mach-E, you can have your seat user settings. So on the door panel here, you've got 1, 2 and 3. So you can save them down when you adjust the seats. That's the height, the incline, and it's close to the pedals you want. So you can be tall, like me, 5'9", or you can be short and just move the seat forward and back and then save your profile. So next time you approach the car, it's just much easier than having to adjust it each time. Because I know it's really annoying when someone else jumps in my car and they move the seat and then I have to try and find the magic point of where I was sitting at before, and I never find it. So this is a feature that I would definitely be buying into. Okay, so I've spoken about the exterior of the car, the bodywork and the similarities between the more traditional Mustangs and the interior, and now I'm actually going to bring along my friend Shaun Hopper from Quadriga Cars, who actually restores classic Mustangs for a living.
Hello.
First thoughts?
You know what? Now I've seen it, I'm actually more impressed than I think like all of us, we have this ideal in our head of when someone brings out an electric car, and most of the manufacturers who have been trying this, let's face it, it's the way forward, and if we're going to save a Mustang, I think we need to try and enhance it. I'm lucky enough where I can still work and build, you know, petrol cars, but especially for my son, I think going forward, this is, I think, the future, and we have to enhance it. So to have a go and experience it with you, I think is the only way really that you need to try and get across someone like me who actually builds Mustangs and has been into Mustangs all my life. I'm not going to lie to you, so let's go out, and as you can tell, I'm on the fence.
Well, let's take it for a drive and we'll see if we can change your mind and see if you might buy one.
Well.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that pull away. Oh my, automatically. But if you can feel it from where you are, how smooth. Ford branching out into the electric.
Yeah, it's brave.
Their toe in the water is very brave.
Yeah, but let's face it, it's where it's going, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to. It's like we're saying, it's not necessarily the Mustang that people predicted or they all like Mustang Club wanted, but it's the car that the future needs, because it's the bridge between style and the environment, which at the end of the day is the one thing that's definitely on in time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, as you know, I've got a 7-year-old boy, Harry. You know, let's think 10 years time, you know, my boy's going to be driving. You know, in 10 years a lot's going to change. You know, I mean, we are the generations that are being controversial about this sort of thing. But in 10 years time, my son, he won't you know, flinch an eyelid at stuff like this. What we got?
So I already.
Go on.
Whoa!
Hey, that's good.
That's impressive.
That's 60 already.
That's impressive. I understand how. Like normal pulling away a car, when you're pulling away quite fast, it's a lot more clunk to move around, and then it's quite like when I drive, it's what I like. I like the act of moving like the gears throughout the car to get the feel of how you're actually changing the speed, but just having that pull away was so nice. It felt so natural, which I didn't expect. It's like cruise control like most cars, and quite a lot of modern cars as well. You can set the distance between the car and front, so when you're doing your city driving, you're cruising around, and you're in stop-start traffic, you can then set the distance between the car in front of you, and
okay, so it has the sensors.
It also can automatically hold you at that distance.
Is that the proximity sensor sort of?
It is, yeah. I'm not quite sure how close it will let you get, but
that's cool.
It's a pretty cool feature. I wanted to hop in.
Let's see what this baby can do.
And here's where Shaun gets the actual test of it. First thoughts, sitting in it. How are you feeling?
It's modern.
It's modern.
It's going to be in it. Yeah.
It is.
It's modern.
It's comfortable.
I like the top-up display. That's quite cool.
It's not too big. Quite often with modern cars, you get this whole because you've got 15.5 inch screen here. You get another one behind the wheel that's quite distracting, I find.
But I ain't like my 67.
you pull it 1 inch and it doesn't turn.
No, it doesn't. No. Whoa! Yeah, that picks up.
Even there, it's quite she's nippy.
Well, I did this in my Ultima with Jamie on Officially Guest. So if you're watching, this is the corner. I want to see what she does. So where are we? Here we go. Come on.
She's rapid.
It is a difference between a rock concert and watching Swan Lake. I think.
Both art in their own form.
Yeah.
But it depends what you're going to the event for, is what you're going to get out of it, isn't it?
And you know what? Honestly, taking a family out, going to, I don't know, outlets or a local attraction, I get it. It's no noise, it's comfy, it's smooth.
Yeah.
And I think for me, personally, this gets the tick, because at the weekend, I can go out on my Mustang and go mental. In the week, you go out in your electric Mustang. Let's try and save the planet.
Exactly.
Why don't we just...
It's one car at a time. You can
embrace it.
I just think it might not replace the original Mustang and feel you have for driving.
No.
But it can definitely fill that gap of style and economic value to the car, because obviously charging your car is so much cheaper than buying a tank of petrol, which is a cost you can calculate into your long-term viability of buying a car now. And there's now charging points in so many places.
They are getting better.
So obviously with your internal 15.5 5-inch display, you do have the option to find charging points, but as well, lots of navigational apps such as Google Maps, Apple Maps, other navigational apps are out there. They do have included charging points, and if you just go to see where the nearest one is to you, you'd be surprised they are everywhere, like every supermarket car park, in retailers, everywhere. Final thought, Shaun?
I think being a Ford Mustang guy, having both makes sense. Weekday commute, family weekends out, bags of room, luggage, storage at the front. Let's save the planet, guys, and let's embrace this stuff. And I like it. I think it's cool.
It's the car that can save the future.
Yeah, let's save the Mustang.
Yeah, it's the start of something incredible for Mustang, I think.
I get it. I do. I get it.
So the Mach-E with the all-wheel drive, 355-mile range, for me, has just blown it out of the water in comparing to any other electric car that I can think of on the market. This is so reasonably priced for what you're getting. There is such a smooth ergonomic design that's gone into the sides, which keeps it looking and feeling like a traditional Mustang, but also it's just so quick. It will pull away rapid, which I know is quite what some people want from a car, and this can definitely still give you that speed and agility that you want from a modern vehicle. I know that this isn't always what people pictured when they pictured the first electric Mustang, but I have to tell you that until you have driven it, you don't know what you're missing out on. This is an incredible car. It looks and feels amazing. The interior is just immaculate. The exterior, like we said, still keeps that Mustang feel and look to it. When you actually see the bodies of the cars side by side, you do see how similar they actually are, even though this is a traditional SUV. So I would like to say thank you to Haynes Ford for letting me review and drive this amazing car, and this is definitely an experience that's going to stick with me for a long, long time.